movies and games and TV shows, the Cinemaniacs podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Cinemaniacs podcast. My name is Maceo, and of course, I'm always joined with
Matthew.
And today we're going to be talking about movies, games, and TV shows. Now, today is our 10th episode. We've gotten to the 10th episode of the podcast. It's a milestone.
Yeah.
It's a
Double digits, baby.
Yeah. Now, to start us off, a little bit of off-topic news. Apparently, Tom Holland has been sober for a year. So, good job, Tom.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that he was having issues, but
Yeah, I was not aware of that either, but it's cool that he's achieved that milestone.
yeah, definitely very good. And then there was the whole Jamie Foxx thing, and apparently it's was false for a while because he's been out of the hospital for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he did have an actual stroke.
Yeah, it actually happened.
It was just a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And the media I guess reused it and ran with it again or whatever.
Right.
And confused a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
But Jamie Foxx is okay now. He is back at home and stuff. And
right.
He is all good and stuff.
Yes, good. But to start us off, let's hop right into the news. To start us off, Fast X, which is the newest Fast and Furious movie that comes out this summer, comes out soon, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Is apparently going to be part 1 of 3. I mean, Vin Diesel's just going to run this into the ground.
So what's funny was this was marketed as the last film of the franchise, but now it's it's the last one of 3.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because
I don't know if you heard, but Dwayne Johnson is also going to come back into this. I'm not sure if it's the next one directly from this one, but he will be in one of the films, or at least multiple of them,
Yeah, it said he was going to return in this one. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Vin Diesel have signed a treaty at the Palace of Versailles, thus ending their long-standing feud.
Wow. Okay.
This is fake, by the way.
Yeah.
But
their beef was real. Apparently.
It's a real beef.
Yeah.
It is big because their beef was real, and Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah.
There was the whole thing where he
doesn't like Dwayne Johnson either. Yeah.
Yeah, Rock called out his album when it came out. He was like, "It's the biggest piece of dog shit."
I also heard Tyrese is mad that Dwayne Johnson got a spinoff before he did.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Bro, Tyrese wasn't
upset some people. Also, a lot of people are saying Dwayne Johnson is he came begging back to Vin Diesel after Black Adam performed terribly at the box office. Even though Dwayne Johnson did say that he didn't care about Black Adam's box office performance, which go him,
But he clearly did because he tried to disprove it with fake numbers.
That is true.
So he clearly cared to
that
a
is
degree,
true. But that is true, yeah. So I don't know, but I probably won't be watching the movie anyway.
No, I'm not. I probably won't be watching it. But apparently, this right here is fake. The signing a peace treaty or whatever, that's fake.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. But no, but the real he will be in the movie.
Yeah.
So okay, he's
His
gonna be himself.
Will return. He's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, it's kind of cool that they squashed the beef or whatever. It's probably still there. I'm not gonna lie, but sure, whatever.
Yeah.
We knew that Fast X was going to be the first to a second part, but because they talked about how the 11th movie and stuff. But now it's 3, so they're splitting up into 3 parts. I don't know.
I think most people just can't wait for this movie franchise to be over.
Yeah. I'm definitely up there because I enjoyed it when it was running. I became a fan of Fast and Furious in the middle of everything, right before 8 came out. I got into them, and then I didn't go see 8.
Yeah.
And I've seen 8 now, but ever since then I haven't seen anything.
The best thing you can hope for is that it's just it leans into the outrageousness,
right?
And is a dumb fun movie. But most of them for me haven't been dumb fun.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least not for a while. They were.
There's a handful of them that are, I think.
Yeah,
But
5 and 6 are like the big dumb fun ones because they're the ones that really brought in the vault when they dragged the vault behind them.
Yeah.
They on the plane, the runway, and so the
Yeah.
world's longest runway or whatever. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But shoot, I mean, all right, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
In video game related news, this weekend, Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Yes.
Now, we were just talking about this before we started. I have been playing, and you have yet to start.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good, and it is essentially just Breath of the Wild, like with extended things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so much more. It really invites the players to kind of get creative because it's all about like the different mechanisms that you can use where you can like fuse things together and stuff and put fans on things. And there's have you seen the gliders that you can stand on and like glide off of? And you
yeah. I've seen some.
Last night I did that. I attached some fans to it and I dove off and I played Freebird solo, the Freebird guitar solo, and it was like diving off and it was like spinning around and stuff. It was sick. I'm not gonna lie. But Tears of the Kingdom is so far really good. Every single like outlet has given it a 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
It's been like IGN gave it a 10, Nintendo Life gave it a 10, just a whole bunch of different sources gave it a 10.
Yeah.
It's really good so far. I'll update I'll update like when I finish it what my final thoughts were, but right now it's really good. I like it a lot. Are you say you plan on getting it sometime though?
Yeah, I'll definitely be getting it soon and probably definitely playing a lot of it for sure.
Yeah. But with you, it's a little different. You haven't played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no, I haven't played Breath of the Wild, so Tears of the Kingdom will be like my probably my first introduction into the series for sure.
Yeah, that's it. That's a great. I personally would suggest playing Breath of the Wild first, but I mean for your situation, since you like it's already out, you might as well buy it now. You know when you can when you have the money for it. You know, so it's like just get it. You know.
Yeah.
But it's really good. The Crowded Room, starring Tom Holland and Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
The trailer dropped, and it's a show on Apple TV Plus. It's a crime thriller.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
I will say it was. We got Tom Holland with kind of a Joaquin Phoenix Joker hair going on.
Yeah.
It's
like some shaggy kind of.
Yeah. It's looking pretty interesting. It doesn't look. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be good, but I don't really have.
A lot of people are 50-50 on the Holland hair for sure. I think in the movies.
Really?
Yeah. Some people are like, "What the hell is this haircut he got?" And some people are like, "Looks okay, I guess."
Yeah, it looks all right.
I personally don't think that from what I've seen of like the descriptions and stuff of the series or whatever and the trailer and stuff, it looks like it could be like an interesting role for Tom Holland, which is always a good thing, you know. That would definitely be nice to see.
Right.
So I'll check it out probably just for that alone.
Yeah, it's good that he keeps trying to step out of that Spider-Man light, you know.
Yeah.
Tries to do something different every now and then, which is really good, you know. Yeah. But it looks interesting, so we'll have to check that out
for sure.
We got a new Oppenheimer trailer. Wow. It's I saw it again today because I saw Guardians again today, so I got to see it in the theater again. Wow. It looks I got chills watching it.
Yeah.
It was
I really liked this the new trailer that they had because it had like a really nice like set tone even for the trailer itself. It had like a very clear like build up to like the certain like point or whatever into the black and white phase with like the Robert Downey Jr. scenes and like the courtrooms and stuff like that, and basically like dealing with like the later year ramifications of like the nuclear bomb and things like that. It was nice because there was a very clear like distinguished like tone between like the first part of the trailer, which where it was kind of like glorifying at least the nuclear bomb and stuff at the time. It was like, oh, it has to be done now to defeat the Nazis,
Right? Yeah.
or to outrun the Nazis and stuff to save the world. And everyone was celebrating Oppenheimer as the hero.
Right.
And then and it was all ticking, throughout that entire time.
Right.
And then at the build up, and then it blew up, and then after it was like it went to black and white, and it just like kind of went silent and showed like flashes of like the Robert Downey Jr. black and white scenes.
Right.
And it's kind of like showing that maybe Oppenheimer wasn't, a hero type stuff is what these kind of courtroom scenes and things will probably be suggesting.
Right.
So it's kind of like showing a difference in like two separate times of like the storyline, because that's what Nolan, I'm pretty sure, has already confirmed that like it's gonna follow basically two separate storylines, kind of like a Memento type thing,
Like
with one in black and white showing like the future and like
The
courtroom
aftermath.
scenes and stuff like
Right.
that, the aftermath, and then one in color, which is like the build up to the bomb and the building of it, and the actual detonation and stuff like that, I imagine.
Yeah. But it looks incredible. It looks really good. I can't wait to see that with Barbie alongside it on the same
It's
day.
gonna be a great double feature for
Yeah,
sure.
it'll be a good episode. It'll be a good.
And they also showed Albert Einstein.
Yes.
in the,
Okay, that's the next thing that I had here. Yeah.
Yeah. They showed Albert Einstein in the trailer as well.
So the new Oppenheimer trailer sparks Science Avengers franchise dreams. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the caption, this is the Screen Rant post. It says Einstein will return.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. Where it's like it kind of did feel like a
cameo or something.
it really when they were like, we got to recruit some scientists.
Yeah.
And then it cut to Einstein. I was like, dude, this feels like an Avengers like thing. It's hilarious. Yeah, we got to look at a lot of the cast members, with Matt Damon and Robert Downey Jr.,
Emily
Blunt,
Florence Pugh.
We even got Josh Peck right at the
Josh
beginning.
Peck, yeah.
Like real quick flash.
Jack Quaid.
Was he in it? I didn't
Jack
see
Quaid.
him.
He was in the first trailer.
The first trailer?
Yeah, he's in it. I don't know of any new characters besides Albert Einstein. I don't know of anyone else that was shown.
Crazy.
And I don't even know the actor that's playing Albert Einstein, but he looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell who it is.
I mean, he doesn't look 1-to-1 to Albert Einstein, but he looks fairly close, I'd say.
He looks like an actor playing Albert Einstein. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
This got announced just recently, or just the other day, was the Meg 2.
Yes. Yeah.
I've not seen the first Meg movie.
Neither have I.
But I've heard that it's like not that great. And it's kind of surprising that it's getting a sequel, just from what I've heard.
Yeah. It looked like kind of like a dumb kind of shark gore movie.
Yeah. Like things that have tried to copy Jaws,
Yeah.
but are doing it
But
way
like
worse.
way like stupid.
Yeah.
Way stupider.
Because it's a megalodon. Like it's not even a shark. Like that's why it's called the Meg. It's supposed to be a megalodon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The poster.
Maybe I'll end up watching the first one and watching this one. Maybe, I don't know. But
Yeah, maybe. But the poster that they released was like a moving poster. So it like showed the shark coming in at a dog or something. I don't know. The Meg 2. It was like a deep trench or something. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah. And then something I thought was a little weird was there's a movie coming out called Flamin' Hot on June 9th on Hulu, and it's about the story of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Why?
Now, why? Yeah.
Whatever, I guess.
Just the invention of things. Yeah.
Everyone gets a biopic now.
Yeah. Just everybody getting something.
Yep.
We got a Spy Kids reboot.
Yes.
Confirmed by Robert Rodriguez with Zachary Levi and Gina Rodriguez. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I personally don't have any history with the Spy Kids movies.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Is it exciting?
No.
It's not. You don't want it.
They've already rebooted technically one time with the Spy Kids in 4D or 3D or not 3D because 3D was the game or whatever one with the original kids, but they rebooted with like a whole new family and everything. They even brought like Jessica Alba into it.
Oh.
She was like the mom or whatever with a baby. It was a bad movie. It was a very bad movie. But yeah, I'm not excited for this, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess so. Beetlejuice 2. First of all,
Yes.
we don't. Why? Why is there a Beetlejuice 2 coming out? I don't know. However, Jenna Ortega has joined the cast.
Yeah.
That's the most.
She's
Of
gonna
course.
she's gonna be Winona Ryder, her character's daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the most like, duh, like why? Obviously, like
Yeah.
I could have come up with that, you know. However, the next one, Willem Dafoe, who's I mean, I literally have 2 Willem Dafoe casting news on this. This is crazy. He's
gonna be booked, bro.
Yeah.
He's been booked.
He's been booked, but he's gonna be in Beetlejuice 2. I have no idea who he could be, but
I mean, it fits. I feel like Willem Dafoe's a guy that should have been working with Tim Burton like for a while now.
It does fit.
That's one thing I will say about Beetlejuice 2 is a lot of people are worried about Tim Burton because Tim Burton hasn't made a good movie in a while, and his live action movies in general are questionable at best. I would say so.
Yeah, Dumbo was atrocious. Yeah, it was awful.
So we'll have to see. I guess we kind of just have to hope that it catches a sliver of the original's charm.
I hope it does.
It definitely casted some interesting people to go along with the original cast. So,
I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see. Really, all of this kind of comes down to we'll see.
I like it. I will say this. I like how Michael Keaton, he made a movie about like specifically like targeted about like him like reprising like big popular roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of years later, he's reprising his role as Batman. He's reprising his role as Beetlejuice. It's kind of
it's hilarious,
poetic.
It really is. Birdman, yeah, and he's like all these big superhero movies and stuff, reprising roles. You should do a sequel. No. And then here he is. I love the movie that makes fun of it, and then he comes back and does exactly that. It's hilarious.
He's definitely getting paid, you know. He's definitely getting paid a lot. So
yeah, that's for sure. The Poor Things trailer starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Jared Carmichael, Rami Youssef, and Willem Dafoe. Again, there's the Willem Dafoe thing. First trailer. It looks interesting. It looks stylistic.
The director, I believe, is Yorgos Lanthimos or something like that.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
I think he directed The Lobster, which was a movie I watched a little while back with Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz in it.
Okay.
And he's definitely a very interesting, stylistic kind of director.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. His humor is very kind of Wes Anderson-y, where it's like he incorporates like humor into like some even like dark moments and stuff like that.
Right.
Like a death could have just happened and someone goes, "Oh my gosh, my father just died in front of me."
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that kind of.
We're out of beans, you know. It's like.
But I will say this movie in particular looks very, very interesting. Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe. That's a very yummy cast right there.
Yes, and Emma Stone. I mean, like if you didn't say immediately that it was Emma Stone, if you didn't tell someone it was Emma Stone immediately, they might have a hard time trying to figure out who it is. Yeah. She looks very different.
She has very dark hair. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah, it's like very dark and wet looking, very slick.
Yep. This is the same guy, Yorgos Lanthimos.
Okay, nice.
The Killing of the Sacred Deer. You might have heard of that movie. Colin Farrell, Barry Keoghan, and Nicole Kidman. and another movie that.
Oh, The Favorite.
The Favorite.
Yeah.
Some other movies by
Yeah.
him or whatever, but I'm excited for that. Yeah, Poor Things.
Wow. Nice. And we got Jaleel White who played Steve Urkel. And also for me was more so he was my first Sonic voice actor. He's been cast in Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Yeah. He's a fun actor.
I don't know. I like what Skeleton Crew's kind of having thrown together here. It feels like it's gonna be like a fun, like it could even be like maybe even tailored more towards kids and stuff than Star Wars already is. You know.
Right.
But I still see it kind of being like a fun kind of, lighthearted kind of adventure.
Yeah.
You know? Which. Maybe Star Wars needs some kind of dumb, fun series right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Every now and then.
Something that's not like. Obviously, I know that could be kind of what Mandalorian was seen as, and Book of Boba Fett was kind of seen as, possibly. But this is kind of disconnected from, like, a bigger universe as far as we know, you know?
Right.
So it could be nice to just kind of have, like, a separate little. It's been literally described as Star Wars Goonies. So
yeah.
So, like, it'd be nice to have, like, a little Star Wars Goonies adventure kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, Star Wars Goonies adventure sounds like a lot of nostalgic fun.
Yeah.
It's that sounds like a
There's
lot
a
of
decent cast behind it, and I've actually seen there's decent directors too. Isn't the Daniels?
they're gonna direct an episode or two of it.
Yeah, so there's at least gonna be some style in there.
Yes, very exciting. Yeah. The Daniels, dude. The Daniels we need to see the Daniels in more like pop culture stuff. Yeah. Like obviously we want more original stuff too, but I think that their touch would be so nice to these pop culture things like Star Wars and Marvel. Dude,
I'd love to put them to work for sure and a bunch of their mark on those movies and stuff like that. Yeah.
Dude, an MCU movie made by the Daniels, I'd eat that up.
What do you think would be a good character? Like, who do you think they would handle? Or even, maybe not character, but team up?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Maybe like an X-Men kind of thing? Could you see that?
Yeah. I think they'd be good for some sort of X-Men, even like a solo X-Men character project.
Yeah. Maybe not specifically like a Wolverine one.
Oh, no. Yeah, probably not Wolverine.
One overall or something.
Yeah, maybe like a certain character or like a whole bunch
you
of...
also see like Doctor Strange for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, because, Because, I mean, they literally, their biggest movie ever was multiverse-based. Yes, I could see Doctor Strange for sure. Yeah, if Sam Raimi doesn't come back for the third one, I think the Daniels would be perfect.
To be fair, I do kind of want Sam Raimi to be back for the third one.
I do too.
But the Daniels I wouldn't be mad at them for facing, you know?
I think Sam Raimi should come back, and I think he should have more hands-on than he did. Yeah. I think they should let Sam write it and stuff. Yeah. It's I have no idea other than like Doctor Strange. Yeah, that kind of makes the most sense. Yeah, but the Daniels are incredible, and Jaleel White in Skeleton Crew. So that's nice. That's nice. For sure. The last bit of just in general news that I have is about Superman Legacy. Yes. Now, Superman Legacy has been confirmed by James Gunn to start filming in January of 2024. And apparently we might already have a little bit of the cast. We have David Cornsweet as Superman, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and Emma Mackey as Lois Lane. Yes. That is right now the rumored top billing of the choices.
Yeah, so to add on to that, I also heard that Samara Weaving is also in contention to play Lois Lane.
Okay.
Kind of funny because Emma Mackey and Samara Weaving have been said to look kind of similar to each other, and Margot Robbie.
Right.
But them two are also obviously pretty good choices. And I also heard that Bradley Cooper was because it was confirmed by James Gunn that he offered somebody from Guardians, in the Guardians 3 movie, he offered someone in that movie a role in the DC universe.
Okay.
And it was confirmed by the by the My Hello.
Oh, My Time to Shine. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, they said that that Bradley Cooper was given the role of Lex Luthor, but he turned it down.
Whoa. Okay.
That he was like offered it, but he turned it down.
It's interesting because I don't think Nicholas Hoult and Bradley Cooper are the same age.
Yeah.
Um.
No, yeah, I think Nicholas Hoult is a decent amount younger.
Yeah.
At least like a handful of years.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about Nicholas Hoult in general as Lex Luthor?
I think that's a really good casting.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. It really fits, especially in terms of age wise.
Yeah.
I think he would do a good job. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's 48 years old. He's almost 50.
He's almost 50.
There's no way.
Going for a younger Superman.
Yeah. There's no way.
He cannot be.
Yeah, there's no way that Nicholas
30s.
Hoult. Yeah, he's 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a weird age gap.
Nicholas Holt's actually a really good casting, I think, for Lex Luthor.
I do too, especially for a younger cast that they're going for. Have you seen David Cornsweet? Have you seen what he looks like?
No, I've not.
He looks like
Is he the top runner for Superman?
yeah. He looks like a young Henry Cavill.
The young Henry Cavill.
That's what everybody has pointed out. Every time there's a photo of him, they go, "It's just Henry. It looks like Henry Cavill." You know.
I saw one guy. I don't think it was that guy, but it could have been, I guess. But I saw one guy that they put in was photoshopped into like a Christopher Reeve Superman, and he looked almost exactly like him.
Really?
Like, or maybe not exactly like him, but he looked pretty close. Like, he
Right.
didn't have the prominent of a chin and like.
Yeah,
jawline.
Christopher Reeve. His chin was. He had that Joe from Family Guy chin. You know. He literally looked like.
But like face wise, he looked like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's looking like casting wise for in terms of rumors and stuff. It's looking good.
Dude, I actually, I'm honestly surprised that I am actually excited for this new DC stuff because
For a Superman movie, bro.
I never in my life.
Bro, so I'm a decently big fan of Batman. Like
Okay.
Batman's probably my favorite DC character, or the Flash.
Okay.
Batman or the Flash.
Yeah.
And the Batman, the movie The Batman.
The movie, yeah.
Great movie, amazing movie, love that movie. I'm not that big of a fan of Superman as a character.
Right.
But this movie specifically, I'm very excited for. Not only because of James Gunn's directing, obviously.
And writing.
And writing, but the cast behind this is looking very
Yeah.
juicy.
Yeah, and Gunn we trust. This is.
Louis Lane, bro.
Yeah.
I like him in Maggie, dog.
Yeah. This is.
Looking good.
It's looking to be. It's gonna be really nice, and especially after Guardians, I've never been excited for, especially Superman, and now I'm actually excited. I'm excited to see how they decide to start stuff.
Yeah.
Well, did you have any?
Okay, yeah. So I got a little bit of news, a little bit of more DC news. Shazam! Fury of the Gods officially ended its theatrical run.
Okay.
And it pulled in the lowest grossing DCEU movie total ever.
Wow.
It got a total of 155 million.
Oh wow.
Very, very low.
That's really sad.
Amongst like comic book movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously there's like indie movies and stuff
Right,
that don't
yeah.
pull that and stuff like that. But comic book movies, mainline blockbusters and stuff, that is horrible.
Dude, that's
Especially in terms of what the budget probably was.
yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say.
It's
yeah.
That's really. I mean, I'm not surprised. But it's like you could tell that they really wanted it to succeed. You know.
Yeah.
It's but
Honestly, it really felt like the marketing and stuff left them out the dry as well.
Dude, the marketing was terrible. It was so bad that they literally used the Wonder Woman cameo right before the movie came out because they were like, people aren't going to see this. We have to make there be a reason.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
Next DC news as well is the Flash final runtime is reportedly at a flat 2.5 hours. So two hours and 30 minutes.
Okay. The thing that I saw actually recently was that it was at 2 hours 24. So if it's 2.5, all right.
But yeah, either way, and then they also the Flash also released like apparently some new clips or whatever for Mother's Day or whatever about like
Nice.
Barry Allen's mom or something. And I saw that people were complaining that they apparently they might have been revealing a little bit too much of like some emotional moments and stuff in the movies and stuff like that that could have been left for that. But either or,
That's what a nice Mother's Day treat is to post some clips of a woman who dies. Yeah.
Okay, so next week the next bit of news I have is out of like the DC related, just plain up movie news.
Okay.
Tom Hiddleston, who's famous for playing Loki in the MCU, obviously.
What? No way.
And Mark Hamill.
I don't know who that is.
Skywalker, obviously. They've both been cast in an adaptation of a Stephen King novel, The Life of Chuck. With Mike Flanagan set to direct, and it's a biography of Charles Krantz, and it's set in reverse, beginning with his death and ending with his childhood. So I'm guessing Tom Hiddleston and Mark Hamill play the same character, but like Mark Hamill plays at the beginning of the movie because it begins with his death.
Yeah.
And Tom Hiddleston will be like in the middle or something like that, or towards the end.
That's a very weird, like, kind of makes sense, but like not really.
Bro, it's Stephen King, bro. At one point in his like, author career, he just started doing shit.
Oh yeah, he just started making stuff.
This probably was one of them, but who knows? Maybe it turns out to be a banger movie. Yeah, you never know.
Missed opportunity to get Sebastian Stan as the younger version of Mark Hamill, but we'll never get that. We will. The only time we will ever get that is if somebody makes a movie and they're like, we're gonna have him play the younger version or like his son or something. That's the only time.
His son would really work as well.
Oh, his son would work. I think his son would work better because they look enough alike to where it's like, oh, you're an offspring. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, very much so, yeah. Next bit of news I got is a sequel of a classic 2000s movie, Freaky Friday.
Oh.
In the works with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis set to reprise their roles.
This is big because this would be Lindsay Lohan's like first movie since like 2004.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, and this is like one of like both of theirs like one of their biggest movies, a lot of people love Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
I like it. It was a fun movie when I was a kid. It'd probably be pretty fun now.
Yeah. I like that one more than the original one that came out in like the 80s or something. Yeah.
But so yeah, this could be interesting, especially with them set to reprise their roles and stuff for sure.
Hey, and who knows? This could open up the door for Mean Girls 2 or something, Oh, man. Have you seen Mean Girls?
No, I actually have not.
That's a classic. I haven't seen it in a while, but that's a classic. I gotta rewatch that one. That's good.
Okay, and then the last bit of news I have is Addison Rae is set to star alongside Jason Momoa, Vince Vaughn, Aubrey Plaza, and Ryan Reynolds in in Legendary's Animal Friends movie.
Yeah.
So take that as you will.
Why? I mean, if she can act, okay, but like, I don't know. It kind of seems like name recognition for young people,
I actually don't want to see Ryan Reynolds and Addison Rae on the same screen.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't. It kind of feels like a world that should not be combined. It's like, yeah, that's a weird one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's really strange. Well, if that's all the news this week, not all the news. Now let's hop into some Marvel news. This is the Marvel Zone.
Yeah.
First bit of news that I had was Delroy Lindo and Saul Williams have joined Blade, which is rated R. This is, again, all rumors. Well, not all, but this is a rumor. Now, I don't know exactly who Saul Williams is. I don't know that I've seen anything with him. But Delroy Lindo is Do you know who that is? Delroy Lindo?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. He's in Da Five Bloods with Chadwick Boseman, and he's the best part of that movie. He's incredible in that movie, and the fact that they might have him for this Blade movie is a solid W. That's great. Yeah, he's really good. He's been in way more. I just haven't seen any of all the things that he's been in, but from what I have seen, great casting. And a rated R, too, if that's true. That's awesome.
Yeah. Can't wait for it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, obviously, it's being affected right now by the WGA strike. But you know, as long as writers get their pay and they want to make stuff. So, yeah.
For sure.
And then Vision Quest is set to release in 2024 or 2025. So somewhere in that time frame, it is set to release. Also kind of one that's like, all right, cool. You know, it's like Vision Quest. All right. Yep. Across the Spider-Verse director, Kemp Powers, says that the movie will end on a good cliffhanger.
He specifically said a Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, did he?
Like cliffhanger, yeah. So
okay,
he kind of built it up a little bit there.
Yeah, he's really setting it up.
A little bit like it's gonna be something big.
Yeah, that's that's setting it up for something, for some big expectations right there. Yeah. I have no doubt that he'll live up to those expectations. But so good cliffhanger. We'll see. I guess.
Did you see the little clip that they released of like the spot?
No, I didn't.
Like looking. Bro.
Oh, where he looks like a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks real like. It looks like everyone's like, oh, dude, the Spot's gonna be a comedic villain in this movie, and then like it's like real dark.
And then the little quick thing that they released was like him, like he's all black and he's like changing like real flashy. He's like
some demonic like rings type stuff.
Yeah.
Going on. Yeah.
He looks horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're really. I like that they clearly wanted us to underestimate him a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some photos of Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin have dropped, and they show he's wearing an American flag little pin on his suit, seemingly confirming the mayor storyline, the running for mayor storyline. Which, that's if that's what they're doing, that's a great storyline to do.
Can't wait to see him get beat up by Daredevil.
Yeah, I can't wait for Daredevil to beat the shit out of him. Yeah. And well, with this is, I mean, it's got a lot of implications because this could run through a whole bunch of different movies and shows.
Spider-Man,
exactly.
Right? He's literally if Kingpin really does become the mayor, he literally would be like a citizen of Kingpin's. Because, he's like residing over.
Right. And I'm going to be honest, I've kind of been leaning more towards that rather than the whole kind of symbiote thing. Obviously, they set up the symbiote already, so obviously that will happen. But I think that 4 is looking to be like, it's going to be Kingpin. It's going to be.
I think what they do is, I think that they give the fans what they want with 4 and give like a true street level kind of thing, and don't focus on like the otherworldly kind of stuff. And maybe you tease the symbiote even more at the end of that film, or with post-credit scenes in that one, and then symbiote can take over maybe in the next 2 or just one of them or whatever.
I genuinely think, or hope anyways, that they save the symbiote for Secret Wars, where that's when he gets the symbiote, because that's what in the comics, that's how it happens. And it's perfectly set up right now. First of all, the fact that the symbiote is a multiversal version of Venom, because he's not from that.
Or you know how hype that would be in Secret Wars, like because obviously like that it's gonna be hype when Tom Holland's Spider-Man gets his black suit. It's gonna be hype.
Right.
It's gonna be like, it's gonna be like how Tobey Maguire when he got hit.
Yeah, it's gonna be high.
That feeling you saw when you saw Spider-Man. Yeah. So, I think it kind of makes more sense for it to be in Secret Wars, with it being in the comics and with that being like an easy audience hype moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, he's getting the symbiote.
Yeah.
And they could it doesn't even have to be like a huge focus of like a scene or anything. It could just be like, well, does he actually like fully fight with it in Secret Wars, like the black suit and stuff?
Yeah,
or is it like, oh, okay, I didn't know if it was
wait. Okay.
I didn't know if it could be like he gets it at like the end of the battle type thing or something like that,
I believe he gets it at the end of the battle, but like I believe I can't remember exactly what it might be, like issue 8 or something. It might be like right before the end, like the big battle. So I think he might get it like right before the end.
Okay. So they do have room to play with it a little bit.
They gave him the Iron Spider suit in Infinity War, and I think, to be fair, that doesn't really have like big storylines like the symbiote, but they still like gave him a important suit from the comics in a big team up event. And then why not do it with the symbiote, because it's literally when it first appeared. Hey, I mean, I think they might be going that direction where it's here's how I see it. So 4 might be the true street level, true street level movie.
Give the fans what they want.
Right, exactly. And then maybe, I doubt we get 5 before Secret Wars. I think we'll get 5 after.
Yeah.
So by that logic, I think we'll get the symbiote in Avengers, in Secret Wars, and then the Spider-Man movie after that will be he has the symbiote and he's like, basically it's overtaken him. And
that's the time to do a Kraven movie, really.
Yes, exactly.
That's Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah, exactly.
It's right after Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But
maybe they do. So Kraven comes in the 5th Spider-Man movie when he has the symbiote already from the last appearance that he had, and then Kraven comes in, that's that storyline, and then the next storyline is him getting rid of the suit and fighting Venom.
Yeah, that could work.
I think that's possibly where they could be going, especially since they want to set Kraven up so badly with their new universe, with the Kraven movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Either way, I'm very hyped for Spider-Man 4 and all the future Daredevil street level kind of related
no doubt.
New York projects and stuff, because that's a very popular area and stuff, obviously.
One that we haven't seen in live action.
Yeah, and especially in the MCU, like the New York streets really haven't been a prime focus like that,
right?
And I think Spider-Man taking that direction in its 4th movie, and Daredevil obviously being a prime focus in that area, and obviously several spin-off series and stuff spawning off of that, I think will be very good, because those those street level projects are usually more grounded and result in a better connection with the fans. It seems.
Right. Yes, I agree. Yeah. I got Wonder Man, the Wonder Man, whatever it's going to be, a TV show or a special, I'm not sure. But the Wonder Man special or show will be a superhero's perspective on Hollywood and a superhero trying to make it in the show business. I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, Simon Williams is an actor in the Marvel universe. He's an actor, so it makes sense that they would focus on his acting. Yeah. I think it's gonna be. I have no idea. It might be good. I don't know. It's literally like a.
I kind of see this one probably end up being a special. Honestly,
I just do. Yeah.
I don't know if they make a whole series out of Wonder Man.
I can't see it, but who knows, Yeah. And then the last bit that I had here was apparently Captain America New World Order could get a title change. I'm thinking maybe Hulk related. I'm thinking that's something that could happen, is maybe more Gamma centric, because this is looking to be like a Hulk movie,
Yeah, with all the characters and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know.
That's interesting for sure.
Yeah. Do you have any?
No,
News this week?
I didn't get Marvel news this week.
Yeah, it was kind of dry. Kind of dry. So we're gonna play a game. We're gonna play. We're gonna name each other 5 actors and or actresses, and we're gonna guess their highest grossing films ever of all time.
Yep.
So let's go ahead. You can go ahead and start off if you want.
Okay. Will Smith.
Okay, Will Smith. Oh, okay. Is it I Am Legend?
No,
No.
it is not.
It's not I Am Legend. Is it it's Aladdin.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is Aladdin.
That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Matt Damon. What is Matt Damon's?
I'm gonna say Thor Ragnarok.
That's a good one. It's not. It's not. But that's a good. That's a
If
good
it's
guess.
not Thor Ragnarok, is it The Martian?
No,
Okay.
it's Interstellar.
Interstellar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
The other movie where he's a man lost in space.
Yeah. I always forget that he's in Interstellar for some reason.
I know. He's kind of an afterthought in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next for you, I got Vin Diesel.
Oh, it's got to be one of the. It's Endgame.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, it's the
Avengers Endgame.
one of the Fast and Furious movies. No, but that makes sense. Okay. Margot Robbie. Now she's been in some bangers.
Margot Robbie. Her highest grossing film of all time is.
She's been in quite a bit that have done almost everything she's done has done very well.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
No, that is number 2 though.
Okay.
Her number 1, surprisingly, not really, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that surprising because when it came out, it was like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Halle Berry.
Ooh. Okay, it can't be one of the X-Men movies. There's no way.
It can't be.
Yeah, you play. Yeah, you. No way it is, and then it is. Is it Days of Future Past?
It is. It is X-Men Days of Future Past.
Nice, dude. That movie's underrated. That movie's underrated as hell.
That is Halle Berry's highest grossing film.
My other guess would have been John Wick 2. I think that's the one she's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm gonna go with Titanic.
Yep. Yeah. I thought I might be able to throw you off a little bit just because he's done so much, and it's kind of it's kind of hard to remember that he is in Titanic.
Yeah. Up next for you, I got Mr. Tom Hanks.
Oh man. Okay. Because he's been in like $3,000 billion movies. Like all of them have made $1 billion. It feels like.
Well, which one is the billionist?
Yeah. Which one is the most billion? Well, okay. All right, I'm probably gonna risk it and say Forrest Gump.
No. It is Toy Story 3.
Oh. Okay. All right. Toy Story 3.
Toy Story.
That's
3.
surprising. It kind of. Okay. Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. I don't know, man.
I don't know that. I don't know that I know too much of Jason Bateman's.
I'm just gonna say.
category.
I'm just gonna say the first Jason Bateman movie that comes to mind. Horrible Bosses.
No.
Okay.
It's Zootopia.
Zootopia. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
According to IMDb, it is, anyways.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
For my last person I have for you is Mr. Robert De Niro.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh. It's Joker. Right?
No.
No, wait. Okay, wait. No. I said that so
It's
confidently.
not what you think.
It's not what I think. Bro, it's going to be like Meet the Fockers or something. Is it? No
Yep,
way.
It's Meet the Fockers.
No way.
2004, Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, Meet the Fockers, baby.
No way.
That's Bob De Niro's highest
Bob.
grossing.
Call him by his first name if you know him.
Bob.
Bobby. My buddy Bobby De Niro. Oh, man.
Bob.
Okay, this one. I thought this one was going to be difficult. It still could be.
Let's see.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
She's been in quite a bit.
I'm going to say the Harry Potter movie.
Yep, the one Harry Potter movie.
Which one? I'm assuming you're asking.
Yes. Which one?
What is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2?
Yep. Ding ding ding.
Let's
ding.
go.
You got it. I thought it. Honestly, I thought it was Beauty and the Beast, but it's not. It's Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Whew.
All right, well, that was fun.
Those were some good ones.
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll definitely be doing that one again. That was fun.
For sure.
All right, well, now it's time to move on to what did we watch?
What did we watch?
What did you watch this week, my friend?
Well, I watched some movies, some things. I'd like to start off with a movie called The Gray Man.
The Gray Man.
Directed by the Russo brothers, who famously directed Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Avengers Endgame,
Right.
Avengers Infinity War, and
Like a whole bunch of
big Marvel movies. And this was their step outside of that realm. They brought along with them Captain America actor Chris Evans as the psychotic antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
The lead being played by the how do you put it, the emotionally attachable Ryan Gosling.
The literally me Ryan Gosling.
And also accompanied by Ana de Armas as the
I forgot she's in that.
she's kind of just here, just doing action stuff really the entire movie.
Yeah.
The Gray Man is very gray. It's very it's very half and half. It's very, there's some good parts when it leans into what it's like specializes at, which is like the pretty good combat and pretty good like action scenes and stuff like that, with the pretty fluid backgrounds and things like that, good imagery behind and stuff like that going on in the backgrounds. When it leans into that, it's a pretty good movie. It's a decent movie. When it doesn't, is when it's at its weakest, and that's when it's basically like on any of the antagonists in the movie, because they all act like children for some reason. Screaming children. There's obviously Chris Evans' character, who has like, I guess, a reason for why he acts like a child, which is like him being psychotic. And Chris Evans kind of makes it like a funny kind of enough performance where it's like kind of laughable at like the insane stuff that he's doing. Right. And then there's the like higher up CIA guy, who's even worse, because he's like acting like a child, but he's like meant to be like taken seriously. Oh. And it's like he throws his like coffee at like a glass door and stuff, and he yells basically the entire movie. It's very I don't know, the antagonists just aren't that good. the story's not very inventive. It's very government bad.
Yeah.
Good guy saves a little girl against bad, evil government.
So it's there's like a little girl in the movie that needs saving.
Yeah. That's like the
classic.
That's like the silver bird or whatever. That,
okay.
Yeah, and there are some okay moments, like I said, some line deliveries here and there are decently funny and stuff. But for the most part, it's just like, there's so much more that could have been done. Sometimes there's even good like camera work and stuff, but it's drowned out by mediocrity, by a sea of mediocrity. So yeah, that was The Gray Man, very gray. I give it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd, and I think I gave it like a 5 out of 10 on Instagram, just straight down the middle.
Just right. It's very gray, very middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Middle of the road.
Very mid. All right. Well, my first movie is The Karate Kid, the original one with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. It's not as good as I remember. I remember being obsessed with it for like a short period of my life. However, it is still pretty strong. It's a good underdog story. Obviously, one of the most like iconic endings of all time with the crane kick. But there's a lot of issues specifically with the love interest, and a lot of the middle chunk of the movie is kind of just him doing work for Mr. Miyagi. It's just kind of a lot of wax on, wax off. Yeah. It's kind of all it is. And it's but it's I don't know, it's a very decent story. And I think I remember the second one being a little bit better, but I'll have to attest to that when I watch it. But it's a lot of fun, and it's very heartfelt, and I think, I mean, it's a classic. It is a classic, and Pat Morita and Ralph Macchio's relationship in this movie and their acting together is really good. They're great together. I think the weakest part to me is Allie, Elizabeth Shue's character, the girlfriend.
Yeah.
She literally like gets mad at him because he waited outside and she kissed another guy. Like that was like it's like an entire plot point is that she got mad at him for waiting for her while she kissed a guy.
Okay.
Of course it was a force. It was Johnny. He like kisses her and she doesn't want it and stuff, and Daniel sees it, and so it's like a whole thing. And I don't know. That part was a little weird to me. It felt like, I don't know. It was weird. It was very strange.
Yeah.
And also very weird that Daniel LaRusso's mom would take him out of the New Jersey, just out of the blue, just take him to live in California to say goodbye to his friend. Don't even get to say goodbye to his friends, really. And then he immediately gets there, and she wants him to have a better life. And he immediately gets there and learns how to defend himself from people that are trying to harass and beat him up,
Yeah.
No, but it's a great underdog story, and just a story of triumph. And there's some obviously great music. There's some great 80s tunes in there, and it's a great story. And it's a little too long, I think. But it's, besides that, classic. I think I gave it like an 7 or 8 out of 10. It's classic.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is actually a pretty short review. There's not very much to talk about in the movie. Okay. It's called The Dilemma, and it's led by Vince Vaughn, and it also has a side actor of Kevin James, Jennifer Connelly, Winona Ryder, Channing Tatum.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the movie's premise is basically that we follow Vince Vaughn's character, and he finds out that Kevin James, who is his best friend, his wife, who is Winona Ryder, so Winona Ryder's character is cheating on her husband, Kevin James, with Channing Tatum.
Oh.
And Vince Vaughn finds this out at the beginning of the movie, and that is the dilemma. Oh, how do I tell my best friend that his girl's cheating on him or whatever?
Okay.
And he ends up prolonging telling his best friend that his girl's cheating on him for days and days and days and days and stuff until it builds up and to a breaking point or whatever in classical story fashion, you know, builds to a climax, stuff like that. My problem is this isn't that much of a dilemma. You kind of like tell your friend as soon as you find out kind of deal. And then
yeah, that's really weird that he didn't.
So I kind of immediately emotionally disconnected from this movie.
And off the bat.
And then his whole arc is him also like finally getting the balls, I guess, to like ask Jennifer Connelly to marry him, which Jennifer Connelly wants like the entire movie from Vince Vaughn. And I'm like, buddy, I could have went through your entire character arc in like 5 minutes. I could have sped run your entire character arc.
Character arc speed run, yeah.
Tell my friend that his girl's cheating on him and propose to Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, this could be done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It sounds very easy.
And I don't know. It just, I didn't connect with it. And there was also comedy in there, which I'm usually, I think Vince Vaughn's comedy is usually decently okay, especially with Kevin James. I like Kevin James especially.
Right.
The comedy was, it was all right.
Okay.
And the drama, the serious moments were like, even kind of
Yeah, even worse.
Yeah, you know?
I'm not a...
So,
yeah.
Overall, it's just I gave it 1.5 stars on Letterboxd. Gave it like 3 out of 10. Oh, I actually haven't ranked it on Instagram yet, but I'm going to give it like a 3.5 maybe out of 10, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Vince Vaughn, he's very, like, hardly ever hit, mostly miss. Yeah, he's kind of I'm not a huge fan of Vince Vaughn, but I love the irony in a movie titled The Dilemma.
There is no dilemma.
There is absolutely no dilemma.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's literally tell your buddy's girl or buddy that his girl's cheating on him and marry your girl.
That's like the whole irony is that there's really no dilemma in it. But yeah.
Wow. Okay. My next one is Free Guy.
Okay.
A movie that when we first watched it, I honestly like kind of was on the high of like just having a good time, I think.
Yeah.
After rewatching it, I liked it. I enjoyed it. But it is kind of just like a middle of the road movie.
Okay.
I think it was more than that. I think it was more than middle of the road. I think there were things to really there are things to really like about it. It's a great video game movie. Like it does a good job setting this world of a video game, like a GTA style world.
Yeah.
Obviously it does a great job with that. It's got fun little cameos and stuff. I think my issue with the movie is that it kind of feels... It's more at the end when it kind of starts to see become a Disney commercial.
Yeah.
Which ironically, probably my favorite part of the movie is that moment, is the Captain America shield and the lightsaber moment. But it's kind of a, hey, we're Disney, we own Fox now, because this was the first movie to come out under Disney that was under Fox.
Yeah.
And so it was obviously they wanted to pack it with some Disney references.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of feels too much like we own Fox now, guys. We own Fox. And I also think a huge problem with the movie is the love story that they kind of force in at the last second with Joe Keery and Jodie Comer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like out of nowhere. Because I mean, it's not out of nowhere. They more so build up the relationship between Ryan Reynolds' character Guy, and Jodie Comer. And they build it up till the end of the movie, and then you find out, oh, Joe Keery's character is actually, he put himself into that character, so it's really him.
Yeah, he's the reason that Guy or whatever liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are no hints in this entire movie that they like each other. It all just feels like they're good friends.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's a very
I wish Ryan Reynolds came out of the game and banged Jodie Comer in real life.
Laid pie. Yeah, that's what he should have done. He should have just entered the game.
I like how Jodie Comer's the perfect age that she can be with Joe Keery or Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, she's right in that sweet spot. No, I'm just I don't know. The movie kind of felt like it needed a love story, like they thought they needed one,
Yeah.
Like it didn't really need one. There are some, however, the ending with him running towards the island, the unfinished game or whatever.
Yeah.
He runs towards it, and Mariah Carey's in the background. The song is. That's a good moment. I like that moment a lot, where his friend is like, It's Lil Rel Howery.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the best day of my life, and he like Thanos snaps away. He like dusts away.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid moment, and I think the movie overall is pretty solid. But I think I had a lot more issues with it this time around than I did the first time I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, up next I got another probably pretty brief review. This is Neighbors. It is a Seth Rogen and Zac Efron comedy film. The whole premise is basically a married couple, Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, I think is her name. Byrne. They are like they recently had a baby and stuff like that, going through like the early, adult parent phase and stuff like that.
Right.
And then a rambunctious, crazy, party throwing, fraternity moves in next door to them, and they're throwing parties every night and drinking alcohol and playing loud music and everything, disturbing the peace, right? And it's that's basically the premise of the movie. The Seth Rogen's character has to deal with Zac Efron's character and his posse,
right,
full of hooligans, right?
Posse full of, and
it's a comedy film. There are moments that make me experience the emotion called laughter and joy.
Just an incredibly robot take on it. I experienced laughter.
There are moments that they're pretty funny, and Seth Rogen has his charm. Zac Efron has his charm.
Yeah.
What's his name? David Franco has his charm. They're all pretty funny in their own right, in their own kind of quirky way.
Yeah.
But the film overall just kind of leaves you with like a eh. It's not like a comedy that makes you really feel like, oh, this was really funny the entire time, and I really like the story too, or you really followed with it. It's just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And that's truly all it is. I ended up giving it a 2.5 on Letterboxd, 5. I haven't rated it on Instagram yet either, but this will be like a 5 out of 10 probably on Instagram. It feels kind of what its role is, but also kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like how insane it gets at the end though. Like it gets like absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Like off the rails.
Yeah, they
insane.
like shoot like a firework and like a cop car and stuff, and then he starts shooting his gun off.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, and then it turns into like a whole drama movie where like Zac Efron's character is like, no, I'll take the fall, guys. I'll take the fall. You guys go.
Yeah.
And David Franco actually might be the best part of this movie because his like comedy acting is so good when he's like no man, you don't gotta leave like this, man. I'll go down with you, man. I'm sorry for everything I said. I'm sorry, man. And they definitely had a homoerotic relationship that was very nice.
Yeah.
Very satisfying.
Definitely like a actual like sexual tension bromance.
Yeah. And this movie also definitely wanted to show off some Zac Efron muscles and stuff.
Especially the end. Yeah. At the end when he's like, he models now.
Yeah, he's like, look at my body and look at Seth Rogen's.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at our body differences.
Yeah. I am peak male performance. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, don't watch the second one. That's all I'll say. If you didn't like the first
Neighbors,
one.
2 sorority or whatever.
Yeah, sorority. I think it's called Sorority Rising or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't like that one, you won't like the second one. Next one, I got Kingsman: The Secret Service. Now, this is basically, think John Wick, X, James Bond, and X Scott Pilgrim a little bit too. This is an insane movie. It really goes crazy with the action. It's from Matthew Vaughn, who directed X-Men First Class. And the directing is really good. The camera work and the style is really nice. And this might be the most British movie I've ever seen. It's incredibly British. I will say Colin Firth and Taron Egerton and Mark Strong all give great performances. Samuel Jackson is hilarious as the villain. He his plan is essentially just Thanos. That's really all his plan is. I described him as Tony Stark if he had Thanos' plan instead. It's a lot of fun. It definitely grabbed me more than I thought it would, and it took a minute. It took like about 20 minutes for it to really grab me, but when it grabs you, it like really holds on. The fight scene with in the church with Freebird is incredible. Incredible scene, and proof that if Freebird is playing, it's okay to have murder. It's okay to kill some people if Freebird's playing. Just tell the cops that. They'll believe you. Not a whole lot to say on this one. It's got a great ending. That's for sure. It's got a great ending. No, but it's a great espionage kind of thriller action. Other describing words. It's a lot of fun, and yeah. I think I'm kind of scared to watch the sequels because I've heard that they're not very good.
Yeah,
and I really like this one. I gave it like a 9 out of 10, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great spy film.
Nice.
Yeah, spy action comedy.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Nice. My next movie I got is a pretty recent movie. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Okay.
It's a movie that came out a couple months back, and it is obviously a movie, a live action movie on the game Dungeons and Dragons. It's actually not the first live action Dungeons and Dragons movie. There were like previous other ones, like the early 2000s and so on and so forth. But this is like a really big kind of like high production valued one and stuff like that. Really good CGI and stuff like that. For a lot of the monsters and powers and magics and such. And I don't know. I think the film does hit on what it's kind of sets out to be, which is kind of just like a fun adventure kind of film. It is. I mean, it is like a D&D. It feels like very much like it doesn't obviously feel like a D&D game because D&D game is like, the tabletop experience as well as the role-playing experience and stuff. This is more so just the role-playing experience and like putting you into the world and stuff like that. But there are certain aspects of the film and stuff that really feel like it is like a game, that like there is like players outside that we're just not seeing playing for like these characters and stuff like that, possibly. The best case that I have of this is like the paladin character, who is like the armored up guy with the sword that shoots out and stuff. He's he feels like a character that's crafted for like by a dungeon master to be like a overpowered kind of like character that helps guide the party along the quest or whatever.
Right.
Because he literally like he helps the party go through this dangerous dungeon to get this dangerous relic to help save the day or whatever. But he doesn't help save the day. He just helps get the relic. He helps them go through the dungeon. He helps them, fight the enemies in the dungeon and stuff. He helps them get the relic, but he doesn't help them go all the way. And it feels very much like a DM kind of like, yep, I'm just kind of using this character to guide you guys along the path a little bit. And I'm not going to obviously help you all the way, because he did feel like the character in the movie, he does feel more stronger than the rest of the party.
Right, yeah.
He's definitely a higher level in terms of D&D than the rest of the party. So it very much feels like appropriate for him to like go out of the story right before the final battle or whatever to have so the heroes still have the stakes and stuff involved. And it also does a great job of the monsters and stuff like that. The Mimic is in here, and it's displayed pretty well. The Displacer Beast is pretty cool, which is like a panther with some like tendrils on it and stuff. It's a pretty cool looking thing. The Gelatinous Cube is a big one, which is like the like the blue kind of cube thing that you get stuck in.
Right. And like
there's a pretty big scene with that and a druid member of the party.
Okay.
Which that's one thing as a whole. Also, the classes are also done pretty well, I'd say. Chris Pine is the bard. That's a pretty well fitting casting because bards are supposed to be like suave, kind of like risen up people and stuff. I will say there isn't enough like of him risen up people, but there is kind of him just kind of being charming, I guess, which does fit the bard aesthetic and stuff. And they also like kind of play into like his own backstory and stuff like that. And then they also have Michelle Rodriguez, I think it is, from the Fast and Furious franchise, playing the barbarian character, which is pretty fitting for her and stuff like that. And she plays that role very well. Then there's the redhead girl from the first It movie. She plays the druid character, the shape-shifting druid.
She's the villain, right?
No, she's not the villain. She's part of the party.
Oh.
And she's she's pretty good in it. And then Justice Smith as well. He plays like a wizard kind of guy. Yeah. He's pretty good as well too. Their two characters kind of are back focuses compared to Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez.
Right. Yeah.
But they're all like okay, you know. And it, as a whole, the movie in general is like okay in terms of the story. But the comedy's there, and the adventure kind of fun aspect is really there. And if you like D&D, there's a lot of good like tidbits and stuff that you'll pick up on and notice and stuff throughout the film and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's overall just a pretty fun film. I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10 or something like that on my Instagram, and like a 3 or 3.5 out of 10. Okay. Or not out of 10, out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Nice.
So yeah.
Is it better than you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I'd say it was, yeah. Because I honestly wasn't really expecting it to hit on like the fun aspect and stuff. And I don't even think that you have to like be that into D&D to really enjoy like a lot of the aspects of the movie, because it is just kind of like a dumb fun kind of movie, I feel like.
Right. So it captured like even the player, like a player maybe choosing a character, kind of.
Yeah. I think you kind of feel that like because like the beginning of the film is like the two main characters or whatever going into like extreme detail about their backstories and stuff like that, which feels exactly how you start like a D&D campaign usually and stuff like that.
That's fun.
So yeah,
that's fun. Well, cool. Yeah. My next movie was Rush Hour with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, and pretty much all I'll say about that is it kind of wouldn't be that good without these two actors. The movie really only is as good as it is because of Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Now, it's a simple plot. It's just little girl gets kidnapped, classic. Yeah. Little girl gets kidnapped, and then Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, who are unlikely associates, they join forces and they take down the bad guys. And it's very simple and it's a lot of fun. The comedy is very funny. It's a very enjoyable and easy to watch movie. I think the most impressive thing for me was the movie. Well, first of all, the set production. Some of the sets that they do are incredible. The final fight set where it's a really tall like ceiling and Jackie Chan drops from the ceiling and stuff, and it's really cool. And then of course the other thing is the action. The action is crazy. It's really creative and it really does a good job of showcasing both not just Jackie Chan but also Chris Tucker. And even though Chris Tucker he's not a martial arts genius or master, but they do combo moves that make it feel like both of them are like equally skilled, and it's really nice. And their chemistry with each other is very very fun and infectious, and it's a really easy movie to watch, and it's a lot of fun, and there's great action, some solid acting. I will say hearing Jackie Chan say the N-word is very jarring, and I don't know how that's affected me, but yeah, it's a Rush Hour. It's a classic. It's really a fun film.
Yeah. Okay, up next I got is Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat movie, which came out in 2021, I believe, and it has a sequel coming out pretty soon. Not this year soon, but either next year or the year after, probably.
Right. With Carl Urban.
Yeah. And it's, to me, after watching it again, I think it suffers from the problem that the first Sonic movie has, but to like a more extreme extent, to the point where it's like, and what I mean by that is like how the first Sonic movie, its complaint was really that it kind of focused on the human characters a little too much compared to the Sonic characters, mainly
Right.
Sonic.
Yeah.
This movie does the same, but with like the main original character Cole and his family instead of like the established Mortal Kombat characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think this movie could have been, I think they could have managed with Cole and stuff and the whole original characters and stuff with making them like not as much of a focal point as they did in the movie and stuff like that, because they really detract from a lot of like the good stuff of the movie, which is like the action and like the really cool visuals of the powers and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't know, their kind of generic storylines kind of detract from that, I guess, a little bit. I'm kind of hoping the second one does the same thing that the Sonic movies did and kind of fixes that problem a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
And focus more on like the Mortal Kombat tournament itself and the characters and stuff, and not Cole and his family. But yeah, I think that, I don't know, I think the action and visuals and stuff, they're up there enough to kind of even it out with the bad stuff with Cole. I ended up giving it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.5.
Yeah. It's they really there's no tournament. You know, there's the combat or the Mortal Kombat tournament is like literally they talk about it all the time in the movie, and it doesn't happen in this one. Yeah. I do like that they get their abilities like genetically, or not genetic, but like biologically.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting
like they
take.
like inherit their powers or whatever.
Yeah. Like Jax grows mechanical arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But I do agree it suffers from like the original new character kind of take.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't care about Cole. You know, I don't want to see Cole, because that opening with Scorpion and Sub-Zero is awesome.
Great opening, yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks that it's so good because the rest of the movie is kind of eh.
Especially since Scorpion is literally not in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't come back until like the end.
The very end, yeah.
The very, very end. Yeah, it's it had a lot of potential, and it didn't really live up to what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle of the road on video game movies. Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about it in general. It's kind of middle of the road movie.
Yeah,
for me.
A lot of middle of the road movies this week.
Yeah.
However, my final movie, which was definitely not middle of the road, was Django Unchained. Wow, I like off the bat. Wow, incredible story. Obviously, it's Tarantino, so it's gonna have a pretty good story.
Yeah,
the action great. It's very gory, obviously, and there were even some good cinematography shots. There's some really nice cinematography in there. Some good nature shots of mountain ranges and stuff. Very nice, very nice.
I love when he shoots the guy and it cuts to the white flowers and it's like his blood splatters on the white flowers.
Yes, that's a nice shot. And there's a lot of good color, specifically with when he wears the blue
outfit.
blue outfit.
Yeah.
Which he looks way too good in.
Yeah.
It's very good, and the actors, the acting in the movie definitely is probably the best part of the movie. Is Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Kerry Washington,
Yeah.
and of course Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
I mean,
And Samuel L. Jackson too.
Oh, yeah, right, and Samuel Jackson, who is arguably even worse, as a person, character than Leo's character.
Yeah.
Arguably. It's a very, very good movie. It's great. I personally think it did a better job on the kind of vengeance kind of storyline, rather than Inglourious Bastards did. I think focusing on one character and like one group of characters more than jumping back and forth between two different ones, especially when the title of the movie is Inglourious Bastards and they don't focus on the bastards that much.
Yeah.
I really like that they focused on Django the entire time. It was his story, and it was a slave revenge story, but it was personal. It was more of a personal rather than for all slaves, for all Black Americans.
It's like it is like technically a slavery vengeance story, but that's not really the reason that Django's doing what he's doing. He's doing it because it's technically a simple hero rescues the girl type story, from a evil, castle or whatever.
Right.
That's like the bare of what the story is, at its like most basic.
Yeah.
But it definitely has like the, obviously in terms of the context that it's applied to, it's obviously a more slavery vengeance kind of movie or whatever. Yeah.
I do think, but I think it did a better job with the revenge kind of story situation than Inglourious Bastards did. And I think Inglourious Bastards was really good, and it did a good job. But I don't know, there's something about Django that I really gripped more. It's a very long movie, but I didn't find the runtime an issue at all. I think it used everything very nicely. There wasn't anything that didn't really feel out of place.
Yeah.
The scene where when Django kind of is like, I don't know how to explain it. He kind of is playing the character of the black slave owner when he first like really gets in that character, and he basically goes, "Nah, kill him." He tells Leo to kill the runaway slave, you know? Oh man. And it's kind of nice. It's not nice, but it's kind of interesting to show so Christoph Waltz plays a German obviously white guy, and he is against slavery, and he tries to stop that scene. He's like, "No, I'll pay for him. I'll own him so he doesn't die right here." And I really like that he was quick to be like, I know I'll save him, and then Django, who was like didn't think he was going to be able to play the part because he's like too angry, he was vengeful,
Yeah.
I like that he in that moment was like, I'm going to play the character.
Yeah.
We got to play it to the most. You can't mess this up. That's how important it is to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a really good film. Obviously great dialogue, incredible dialogue.
Yeah.
And Leo, of course, this has been talked to death, but when he smashes the glass and it goes in his hand, I mean, that's some masterclass acting to go through, to accidentally do that and just keep going.
Yeah.
Like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally he kind of hides it decently well too.
Right.
Like you can visually see it in the scene, but he decently hides it as well. Like he doesn't make it the main focus still.
Right.
Because as soon as he does it, he like slams down and points, right? And it's his hand that's bleeding that he's pointing with, but he still is like yelling enough where your focus is still kind of to his face.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very intense kind of scene and stuff like that.
Right. And if anything, obviously it enhanced the scene as a whole.
Yeah.
But it enhances another part of the scene, which I haven't heard a whole lot talked about, when he grabs Kerry Washington's
Yeah.
face and he like
and smears the blood on her.
Smears it on her.
Yeah, that was also Leonardo DiCaprio's idea,
Yeah.
and but Kerry Washington was obviously like okay with it and stuff
Right,
like that too. Yeah, and they both thought it was like would be great for the scene and stuff like that, and it was something that DiCaprio apparently like. It wasn't like a spur of the moment thing, but he like thought of it while they were filming the scene.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
It was like a in the moment kind of thing, but he didn't do it, you know. And then they added that to the scene and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I can't believe both him and Samuel Jackson. I can't believe didn't win an award for this.
Yeah,
It's-
bro. Samuel Jackson when spoiler alert, DiCaprio's character dies, and he's
Oh,
like holding him, crying,
Oh yeah,
"Senor Candy" or whatever.
yeah,
like,
Monsieur Candy.
Monte Candy. Yeah, it's crazy.
He's so like Leo is evil.
Yeah.
He's an evil character, but Samuel Jackson is arguably
wicked,
worse.
bro.
He's
He's
wicked.
wicked.
Yeah, he's a menace because he's literally like, it's kind of like, why aren't you on my team? You know, it's like, why are you fighting for him? Man, he's evil.
Yeah.
He's evil in a slimy kind of way instead of like the ruthless kind of, like Leo is kind of he's ruthless and vile and he's very strong-headed, you know. And then there's Samuel Jackson's character is very like gross and slimy in his ways of being evil, you know, because it feels
he's
like
he's literally like the henchman of like the main villain kind of,
right.
You know? The main villain, he might be even so detestable, which I guess this probably applies to the movie. He's like the henchman that's so like detestable that even the main villain doesn't really like him.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is in the movie, even though, you know, Monsieur Candy, like, he like greets whatever Samuel Jackson. Steven, yeah. He greets Steven like, you know, like a person, like better than the rest of like the black people or whatever on the plantation, right? But does he really? The way that he kind of like talks down to him and like is always like demeaning him and stuff like that, like Steven, you know, like kind of like talking to him like a kid and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
He's not really treating him better, but he's like giving him better like treats and gifts and stuff like that to where he like will turn in his own people and stuff, like be cruel and harsher on his own people and stuff like that for better results on like the plantation or whatever.
Yeah. He's definitely a gross. Yeah, because it feels like a betrayal, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, and
it is.
It's supposed to represent like the real stuff that, you know, actually like, because I'm sure that there were actually Stevens, you know, in actual slavery and stuff. It's supposed to represent that, and obviously Stevens would never become that character if it weren't for slavery in the first place, right? Yeah. But still, the fact that, you know, that they did become that in those circumstances is obviously pretty foul.
Because Jamie Foxx, Django, he literally says when he is told to play this black slave owner, he literally goes, a house slave is, you know, the only thing that's worse than this. And then it sets that up perfectly for like, wow, he's right. You know, this is bad. Yeah, it's no, Django is it's honestly just a great, like, even if you're not like a Tarantino fan, it's a great movie to, it's kind of it's a nice kind of history film, you know. It's fictional obviously, but it's also not that fictional. It's a fictional story around real events that kind of feel like this kind of could have happened at some point, but obviously a lot of movie magic, you know. Obviously it kind of wouldn't have happened at all if the nice white guy didn't come along. So it's like, you know, that was probably not that common. No, but Django is a great film. Yeah, absolutely incredible. I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good.
It's very great.
I think Pulp Fiction is still my favorite of the Tarantino films, but Django's right there next to it, I think. Nice. Yeah. Well, we have come to the end of yet another episode, the 10th episode. Thank you all for listening. We truly appreciate it. If you want to find us, we are on Instagram at the Cinemaniacs Pod. We are on TikTok at the Cinemaniacs Pod, and you can find us separately at Maceo Movies on Instagram.
And at Loader Reviews on Instagram.
And you can also find me on TikTok at Maceo and YouTube at Maceo. So thank you all for listening so much. We hope to be back next week with another fantastic, incredible, groundbreaking episode.
Absolutely.
Just like every single piece of content that we put out. We are breaking the system every day.
10 out of 10. Episode 11 will be 11 out of 10.
Yeah, it will be.
Let's go.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Technically. Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you all for listening, and we will catch you guys in the next episode where we talk movies, games, and TV shows.
Catching the flippity flop.
Yep.
The Cinemaniacs Podcast.